Hi, my favorite Hillcrest readers. It's Miss Miranda here. Tonight I have a story called After the Fall. It is kind of a follow-up to the Humpty Dumpty story, and it is a Caldecott Medal winner written by Dan Santat, and it says how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. Let's get started. This book is dedicated to Leah. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. Honestly, it was just an accident, but it changed my whole entire life. Fortunately, all the King's men managed to put me back together at the Kings County Hospital. Well, most of me, that is. There were still some parts of me that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. And readers, I want you to take a moment to think about what kind of pain might he have that you can't physically heal with bandages and glue. Maybe he was emotionally hurt by what happened. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. So take a look at this picture and think about what you notice. I'll zoom in a little bit. Here's Humpty Dumpty, and I noticed a ladder, and it kind of looks like the cereals are more exciting and fun and brightly colored on the top, and then they kind of fade and get a little boring and a little more gray. So I can kind of make an inference that it seems like he's a little afraid to use that ladder because he's afraid of heights, right? We just learned that. So maybe he settles for the more boring cereals instead of getting the fun ones because he's still afraid of heights and he can't overcome that fear. I walked past the wall every day and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city. But I could never do it because I know that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Make a prediction. What do you think the idea is that he's going to come up with? What's he going to do? Making paper airplanes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept on trying and trying and trying and trying until I got it just right. My plane was perfect, and it flew like absolutely nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a really long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. His beautiful creation. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Make a prediction. What do you think happened? He says, they always do. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things that I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall, but the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified. Starting to climb that wall. And friends, if you notice, he's starting to face his fear. I didn't look up, I didn't look down, I just kept on climbing one step at a time. One step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. He got to the top, look at him go. And if you can see his face there, he looks really overjoyed. Maybe now, readers, you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. And who learned how to fly. Look at that. And that's the end. Very nice. So think about, what do you think the central message might be in this story, readers? Take a moment to think about that. What lesson or moral do you think you could learn about your own lives based on what we just read about Humpty Dumpty after the fall? And my writers, we're going to have some time to write about that soon. Thank you for watching.